When it comes to becoming a millionaire, most think about how to make money. In the book, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, author Harv Eker discusses in detail what we must do first if we ever want to become wealthy, and it all has to do with your mindset. Get your mind right. If you want to change the fruits, you will first have to change the roots. If you want to change the visible, you must first change the invisible. The invisible are things others cannot see, your thoughts and beliefs. Most of us run on autopilot and pay little attention to our thoughts and beliefs. Only when you do pay attention to these can you make changes. The book mainly discusses his 17 wealth files, which help to explain why the rich are rich and why the poor are poor. Here's the summary that should get you in the right mindset after completion. Number 1. Rich people believe, I create my life. Poor people believe, life happens to me. Knowing that you are in charge of your finances is very important if you want to be rich. It's common for poor people to play the blame game. The goal is to constantly point the finger at different people or situations while never looking at the person in the window. Poor people are also poor because many of them only complain. People focus on what's wrong with their life when they complain. They'll keep getting more of what's wrong because what you focus on keeps growing. If someone complains, they will attract more complaints, which is what the law of attraction says. The author says he stays away from people who complain because bad energy spreads. I guarantee you'll be amazed at how amazing your life will be when you stop focusing on crap and stop attracting it. Reclaim your power and realize that you make your life what it is or isn't. Knowledge that you make your wealth, your lack of wealth, and everything in between. Wealth file number 2. Rich people play the game of money to get ahead. Poor people play games with money to avoid losing. Lying goalkeeper in the stadium. Teams that only play defense and no offense have a tough time winning in sports. Sadly, most people play the money game like they're on defense, where their main goal is to stay alive rather than getting rich. People who are poor want just enough to pay their bills. If your goal is to have just enough money to pay your bills, guess what? Nothing more will be given to you than that amount. The middle class goes one step further and wants to be comfortable. Even though it's fine to be wealthy, these people usually check out the food on the right side of the plate before they order. In conclusion, if your goal is to be comfortable, you probably will never get rich, says Eker. For those who want to be wealthy, however, they are likely to be very happy. Wealth file number 3. Rich people are committed to being rich. Poor people want to be rich. Lots of negative wealth files tell people that being rich is bad. Think about this question. What if I make it and then lose it? A loser, I will be called then. I have no idea if people like me because I'm great or because they want my money and success. I have to do too much. The government will get half of my income because I'll be in the highest tax bracket. Someone might steal from me. Everything is too much. Being rich sends many of us mixed messages. To get it, one part screams that they'll have to work like dogs, but the other part wants it because it would make life so much more fun. People will never get rich because of these mixed ideas. Don't know what you want is the main reason most people don't get it. There's no doubt that rich people want to be rich. There is no doubt about it. If someone is poor, they are the only ones who send mixed signs. Wealth file number 4. Rich people think big, poor people think small. As the summer goes on, my kids are selling snow cones. You can teach them a lot about running a business through this. Big 3. Customer service, sales, marketing. One way to be successful in business is to always give people more value than they expect. I told my youngest boy not long ago. People will be paid based on the value they bring to the market, according to the law of income. The purpose of our lives is to add value to the people of this generation and those that follow, said the great philosopher and creator Buckminster Fuller. It depends on you. Would you rather help a few people or a lot of people? Plus, you get richer as you help more people. This means that too many of us are not living up to our full potential in our personal lives or in the ways we help others. More people who act small are not needed in the world. Let's play big now. Wealth file number 5. Rich people look for chances to get rich. Poverty makes people focus on problems. Rich people see opportunities. Poor people see obstacles. Rich people see potential growth. Poor people see potential loss. Rich people focus on the rewards. Poor focus on the risks. Sense a pattern here? Poor people make choices based out of fear. In every scenario, they can't stop thinking about the bad things that could happen. What if it doesn't work? Usually they say, it won't work. What you find in life depends on what you focus on. Focus on making, saving, and investing your money if you want to get rich. Focus on spending your money if you want to be poor. Reaction is worse than action. Rich people take action, while poor people do nothing and always lose. Wealth file number 6. Rich people admire other rich and successful people. Poor people resent rich and successful people. This happens a lot in the news, where the 1% are called the evil rich. You can never be rich if you think rich people are bad in any way. You can't be something you hate, right? Most of the time, poor people are mad at rich people and think that rich people make them poor. This is great victim talk. It's Eker's goal for you to break the habit of having any of these kinds of thoughts. Instead of being angry at rich people, try praising them. You are supposed to bless them and show them love. That way, you know deep down that when you get rich, other people will treat you the same way, instead of being angry at you. You can never get what other people have if you don't like what they have. Give blessings to what you want. Wealth file number 7. Wealthy people hang out with happy, successful people. People who are poor hang out with negative or failed people. Who come to mind when you think of happy, successful people? Tony Robbins comes to mind right away. I'm not saying I agree with all of his teachings, but that guy is positive and full of energy. People who want to be successful look at other successful people for inspiration. One of the main ways people learn is by observing others. Either you have an effect on people, or you infect them with your energy. While watching Tony perform, you can't help but feel his energy. You may have been impacted by an energetic teacher in the past. His energized speech might have gotten your team going again after halftime when they were down. Basically, their energy was sent to you in some way. Eker wants us to look up to wealthy and successful people and believe that we can do the same. Wealth file 8. Rich people are willing to promote themselves and their value. Poor people think negatively about selling and promotion. One of the biggest things that gets in the way of success is resenting being promoted. People who have trouble promoting and selling are generally poor. If you don't want to let people know about yourself, your goods, or your services, how can you make a lot of money with your own business, or as a representative of one? Rich people, on the other hand, are great at getting things done. They are eager to enthusiastically promote their goods and services. That brings us back to value. It doesn't make sense to hide your value from people who need it if you believe in it. What would you do if you knew how to cure a disease? Would you keep it from someone who was going through it? I don't believe that. If you think what you have to offer can really help people, you should tell as many people as possible about it. Wealth file number 9. Rich people are bigger than their problems. Poor people are smaller than their problems. There will be hard times and problems in your life if you want to be great at anything, right? This is a big difference between rich and poor people. People who are poor don't want problems, or the trouble that comes with them. They run away when they see a threat. As it turns out, they have the biggest problem of all, because they're trying to avoid problems. They're broke and unhappy. It's not about avoiding or getting rid of your problems that will help you succeed. Instead, it's about growing yourself so that you are bigger than any problem. No matter how much money you have, you will have troubles. It never matters how big the problem is. What matters is how big you are. You can handle more problems, more money, and more wealth if you are strong enough to handle them. A bigger problem means you can handle more problems, more money, and more wealth. Do you know why a lot of lottery winners lose all their money? They can't handle the problems that come with having so much money. Wealth file 10. Rich people are great at getting things. People who are poor are bad at receiving. Getting things is hard for many people for many reasons. This is because a lot of people feel like they don't deserve it. This seems to have gotten worse since social media came along. Lots of people seem to feel like they're not good enough. This could be why the number of suicides has gone up. Poor self-esteem seems to come from things that happened in the past. The 20 no's, or 10 you're doing it wrongs for every yes, is what most of us do. This kind of feedback from parents, teachers, coaches, and other adults can make you think about your own childhood. That makes us feel like we're not good enough, even if they mean well. On top of that, many of us learned as kids that bad behavior will lead to penalties. Naturally, we should think that this is over now that we're adults. Oh, okay. No, it's not, unfortunately. When most people make a mistake, they punish themselves without even realizing it, even if no one else is around to punish them. Perhaps this is why some people have trouble accepting. Bad luck will follow you around for the rest of your life, making you unhappy and poor. Any way you look at it, you can be rich in the end, whether you feel worthy or not. Certain wealthy people also don't feel very worthy. Proof of self-worth is one of the main reasons people want to get rich. Not true in real life. The idea that self-worth is needed for net worth is just a thought. Being unhappy is normal. That doesn't mean you can't get rich. At the very least, this could be good for business and help keep people motivated. Wealth file, number 11. Rich people choose to get paid based on results. Poor people choose to get paid based on time. Being poor means focusing on getting a steady job. Paying yourself regularly is fine as long as it doesn't get in the way of getting what you're worth. The problem is, it usually does. When people are poor, they want to be paid a steady pay or by the hour. The security of knowing that the same amount of money will come in every month is what they want. What they don't understand is that this safety is keeping them from getting rich. Though, wealthy individuals would rather be paid based on the outcomes they bring about. Usually, wealthy people run their own companies. The majority of the time, they get paid on commission or a share of the profits. Rich people choose stock options and profit sharing over better pay. Rich people believe in themselves. Their belief in their worth and their ability to provide it makes them trustworthy. Although poor people don't, which is why they need guarantees. Someone who is poor gives up their important time for money. Your time is limited, which is a problem with this method. The most money you can make is unlimited. Your chances of getting rich are lower if you want to get paid for your time. Wealth file, 12. Rich people think both. Poor people think either or. Poor people worry more about not having enough. There's only so much to go around, there's never enough, and you can't have everything, is something they believe. What would you like? Would you rather have a great job or be close to your family? Both. Do you want to focus on work or have time to have fun and play? Both. Would you rather have a lot of money or be able to do the work you love? Both. Rich people usually pick both, while poor people usually pick just one, so it's true that you can have your cake and eat it too. When faced with an either-or choice, rich people think, how can I have both? Wealth file, number 13. Rich people care about how much money they have. Poor people focus on making money at work. People often ask, how much do you make, when they talk about money? People almost never ask, what is your net worth, unless they are at a country club. Your net worth, not your job pay, shows how wealthy you are. Do you keep track of yours with personal capital? Rich people know that what they earn and what they are worth are two very different things. Most poor and middle-class people think that the only way to get rich is to make a lot of money, which is a shame. Expenses will always rise in direct proportion to income, says Parkinson's law. But they don't get it. Take a look at how people live now. When you get rich, most people buy a better car, dress better, roomier home. In general, expenses go up when income goes up. This is the reason why income alone will never make you rich. And because they only look at their income, they get a net worth that is low or none at all. Wealth file, number 14. Rich people manage their money well. Poor people mismanage their money well. Poor people manage their money badly. Rich people are good with their money. Poor people, on the other hand, mishandle their money. Actually, rich people are not smarter than poor people. Their ways of handling money are just different and better. Although it's not a very exciting subject, it leads to this conclusion. How well you handle your money is the only thing that separates financial success and failure. Simply put, if you want to understand money, you need to learn how to handle it properly. It will not be given to you again, until you prove that you can handle what you already have. Prior to having a lot of money, you need to learn how to handle a small amount of it. Managing your money is more important than how much you have. That's why I encourage everyone to save, even if it's just a little bit. What I want them to do more is form a habit. Simply put, you either have power over your money or it has control over you. Wealth file. 15. Rich people have their money work hard for them. Poor people work hard for their money. Like Donna Summer's hit song from the 1980s, most people are taught that they have to work hard for money. It is important to work hard, but working hard by yourself will never get you rich. Why? Think about all the people who work hard to make money. Are they wealthy? Not at all. But who do you see playing golf or tennis at country clubs or going on vacation for several months out of the year? I agree that you have to work for your money, says Eker. But for rich people, this is only a short-term problem. It never ends for poor people. Rich people think that you have to work hard before money will work hard for you until it's enough to take your place. They also know that you will have to do less work if your money works harder. As Eker puts it, the main goal is to become financially free as quickly as possible. He says that financial freedom means being able to live the way you want to without having to work or depend on other people for money. Getting passive income is the key. Wealth file. 16. Rich people do things even when they're scared. Poor people let fear stop them. To begin with, Eker talks about the process of manifestation method. Feelings cause actions, and actions cause effects. Millions of people wish they were rich. Action is needed to achieve in the real world where we live. We know we need to take action to be successful, so why are we not doing it? Fear. Concern, fear, and uncertainty are the most common things that get in the way of people being happy and successful. Rich people are willing to act even when they are scared, which is one of the biggest differences between richest and poorest people. People who are poor, on the other hand, let fear stop them. According to Susan Jeffers' book, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway, the biggest mistake people make is waiting for their fear to go away before they act, which usually takes a very long time. And for our final wealth file, NACO 17. Rich people learn and grow all the time. Someone in poverty thinks they already know. Eker talks about the 3 most dangerous words in the English language in his live lectures. I know that is what those words mean. How then do you know what you're talking about? For those who live it, they know it. You read about it, heard about it, or talked about it, but you don't know it. Simply put, if you're not wealthy and content, there are probably still many things you can learn about: life, money, and success. There's something you don't know if you're not as great as you'd like to be. Eker's famous quote is, "You can be right or rich, but you can't be both." If you stick to the old ways of thinking and being, you are seen as right. These actions got you to where you are now, though. That quote from author and speaker Jim Rohn makes a lot of sense. If you keep doing what you've always done, you'll keep getting what you've always got. Now you know what the Secrets of the Millionaire Mind book is all about. Feeling what about Mr. Eker's 17 wealth principles? I would really like to know what you think.
Thank you for watching this video. At Level Up Plus, our mission is to empower individuals to become visionary leaders committed to excellence through lifelong learning. We believe in personal and professional growth through a culture of empowerment, innovation, and continuous improvement. By embracing leadership, empowerment, vision, excellence, and lifelong learning, we aim to elevate you and your organization to new levels of success and impact. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us for more content on how to level up your potential. Together, let's embrace the journey of lifelong learning. See you next time.